What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. Seal, how are you doing? I see a new addition to your wall of dead back there.
Oh man, we're going to get right to that.
Let's get
First
right
off,
to
I'm
it.
doing great besides
Nobody's
this
watching, though.
bullshit going on. This weekend went and got engagement photos done, spending time with her family and
I
stuff.
saw one of them on Facebook. It
And
was nice. Looked good.
yeah, they look pretty good so far. We've only gotten a couple, but just being around her family and just having the whole time about family photos and engagement photos. It was just a good weekend. Usually our life is chaotic as shit with the kids and just life. Our car getting broke down $1,300. Just shit like that always happens. So to have a
Yeah.
weekend with no distractions or interruptions of anything and just living and loving, it was a really good weekend. And then wake up and the man who holds the medal, Rob Manfred, came out and said, it's not due to us. It's not due to our efforts, but fucking season's pretty much dead. We might get it in September, have a month of fucking baseball. Right now, they went a week from saying, yeah, spring training games probably not going to happen. No shit. To all right, yeah, the beginning of the season is going to have to get pushed back, and they said not due to their efforts. That's bullshit. They can very easily, effortlessly give the players what they want,
Right.
and all will be happy. It's not like they're going to go bankrupt. These are billionaire guys, and they make way more money than these guys make. Even the top teams, the Yankees pay out like 500-600 million a year. Well, that
Right.
club, that organization is making probably $500 million a year in revenue at the same time. So they just need to give all these players what they want. Small market, big market. They need to just give it up because even the small markets are making millions of dollars a year
Right.
compared to their players making 30. And that's the good players.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts, and the players haven't budged at all. They feel like they have a respectful offer, and they're not going to move. But it was kind of a dick move for Manfred to be like, "This is our final offer," and come up like 1% or whatever the fuck he came up when they're
Yeah.
like 20% off of each other.
And then even more of a dick move to sit there and try to say that they are trying their best to get the
Right.
season going, but it's not able to happen. So the season has to move back. No, you're being a prick like you always have been. And that's the only reason you're still the freaking commissioners because they like you being the prick you are. The
Exactly. He's
owners,
making
that
them
is.
money. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think this is going to be a long hold. We've been part of a couple of lockouts and holdouts, and
Mhm.
I think basketball had it in 2010, was it? 2010,
Something.
2011, something like that. They were playing in the parks and all that stuff. We had it in football for a couple months when we were kids.
We had a shortened season in baseball too, I think, when we were kids.
I believe so too. Yeah. So we've
So
been through it. It's been a long while since it's happened, and this one seems serious. Like the way
yeah.
that the day and age we're in, this one could definitely last a long while because people nowadays give no fucks, and they've saved in Bitcoin and they have plenty.
Yeah, I don't see any way it gets resolved by March 31st. And even then, I mean, Manfred's already said the first two series. I don't know why that's what he went by, but the first two series were canceled. So who knows? It's
So
going to
that's
be
a
like a
week.
80 game season or some shit,
Yeah,
100
that's
game season.
that's what 2 series, 10 days.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's pretty crazy. But uh, as far as baseball is concerned, that's what we know. I mean, we know nothing. We know that nobody's coming together and nobody's going to be playing.
Did you hear what
Uh,
Jeff Passan said?
I saw some of it.
He
What else?
said the little tidbit that really got me. He said, I'm paraphrasing here, obviously. In most cases, in most businesses, if you bring in a whole bunch of new business owners, it's probably not going to thrive as much. It's probably going to sink. It's probably going to be a failure. Well, in the Major League Baseball's case, if they brought in completely new 30 new businessmen it would probably flourish and be immensely better than it was
Mm,
beforehand. And that's the only, like, most places, if you get whole fresh management in there, it's probably going to fail. They don't know what they're doing. In this case, it's probably going to thrive because they're going to be more open and willing to do shit. And
mm.
that's all Major League Baseball. The Savannah Bananas,
Yeah,
they have a tour
exactly.
now. Outside of their baseball season, they go on tour and have like a Harlem Globetrotters
Yeah,
fucking tour that they do now. If
that's
they had
nuts.
30 of them type of guys, the MLB would be the greatest show in America. Like the Super Bowl just had what, 50 plus million viewers? And there's people going to friggin' people all over here. This area are going up to Daytona. It's not coming past Daytona. A
Mm,
lot of people are going to watch them in Daytona. The Savannah Bananas play
right.
fucking one game of baseball. Oh, tickets are $25, bro. Let's go.
That's crazy, man.
It's insane. But that's insane that somebody who's been covering baseball for so long would say something like that. Like I feel like if the NFL had a whole bunch of, we see it with Shad Khan knowing nothing about football, owning a football team and doing good with that. His son owning a wrestling company and doing great with that. And then we have the Jaguars sucking. So not in a lot of instances will it really work out. But he's saying in baseball, it would probably make it immensely better and flourish. And that says a lot of the commissioner and the owners in house. And yeah, hold on to your seatbelts because it's going to be a long, long ride.
Yeah, well, luckily for the long, long ride, we have other sports. But before we get to these other sports, I want to talk about another big headline that I think is big. And of course, we mention it. It's nothing to do with you. I don't know what you're doing.
I got another headline.
Oh, Novak Djokovic gets rid of his coach. So this is the coach that he's won all of his majors with. He has been with this coach for who knows how long, 9 years, 11 years, something like that. And so now he's getting rid of him. I don't know why. I don't know what actually happened. I don't know if he's retiring or if they actually fired him or what. But how do you think this changes? I know like Federer's changed coaches, Nadal's changed coaches. A lot of people change coaches, but do you think this will affect Djokovic, or is it just he's still the best, one of the best players?
Didn't Tiger change caddies and went on a huge loss, and his whole life fell apart after that? I mean, it fell apart before that, but it's got even worse after that. And then the caddy came out being all butthurt and stuff. So in instances like that, I mean, golf is way different than tennis. Then it could change because, like you said, he's been with them through it all. Yeah. And the same with Tiger Woods. And to get somebody in there new, you could see at times Tiger was getting really annoyed with his caddy. And I think he's went through a couple different ones since he let go of the OG. Right. But, and you can kind of tell with Nadal, he's more of his own guy now. Like, he just kind of does his own thing. He gets pissed off when other people talk to anybody. So he doesn't really care about, he doesn't really care about coaches that much. Joker is a weird dude, and I don't know how this is going to affect him. It could be really bad, or he could end up with that Nadal zone and just not give a fuck about anybody's outside thoughts anymore and just go out there and have that dog mentality and just go to work on what he knows he can win with. Right. And we could see an even better Joker after this, that he's been being held back by the coach that's helped him get to almost 30.
I don't know that he's being held back by the coach, but I think he knows all that he needs to know to win tournaments at this point, obviously. I'm honestly not sure what tennis coaches do at a professional level. Like, I don't know what you're trying to teach Rafa Nadal or teach Novak Djokovic, but they have to do something because, I mean, a good coach helps out. So I don't know what it is that they do, but whatever it is they do, hopefully that person doesn't butt heads with Djokovic, because we've seen of the three like superstar tennis players, he is the more hot-headed one. He's the one that could get kicked off a tournament or whatever. He could break his racket. So if in that sense, if the coach is there to help call timeouts and get them settled down and shit, hopefully the new one can do that. And he doesn't butt heads with him. But other than that, I don't know. I truly don't know what a coach. If you play tennis, write us up, noscrubsports@gmail.com. We haven't said that in a while, but hit us up.
Holy shit.
Let us know what the coach actually does in tennis, because we're not sure. But
we used to lead up every episode with that.
I know. I haven't even checked that fucking email. We might be getting emails, bro.
We could have had a whole nother sponsor.
Yeah, I don't think it comes through to my phone, so who knows? But what's your headline before we get going?
The Jaguars are playing the Raiders in the Hall of Fame game because, again, shout out Tony Baselli, we have a Hall of Famer.
That's true,
they have two former ones themselves. And the Hall of Fame game is the dumbest thing in the fucking world. It's a joke, but literally everybody tunes into it. Right. So it's pretty cool. It's cool. The league actually threw us a fucking bone for once, and all eyes are going to be on us. I mean, we had the highest Thursday night football, us and Joey Burr. Yeah. Our game had the highest in 6 years of Thursday night football. So the Jags bring numbers already. Nationally, internationally, we're one of the favorited teams in the world, really. We got Europe, we got England, all that shit.
They didn't throw us a bone, but they gave us Germany. So we get to go try to fucking play in Germany.
Yeah, that's going to be fun, dude. Yeah.
That stadium's going to be nuts. I can't imagine, dude.
Bro, that shit's so big. Like just looking, that's something I want to go do one day. Fucking what if they ever, bro? So people think football stadiums are big, right? They house what 120, 130,000 people. Think the same numbers, but in a big ass fucking circle in Aussie football.
Yeah, dude.
That would be an amazing place to go watch because they would be able to do some Jerry World shit where they have suites and shit on the field because
Yeah,
of that huge ass
because that
circle.
field's massive.
And then
Yeah.
everybody's literally on the first row, like just one big ass first row.
It'd be like 100,000 people on one row.
Just, yeah, that's pretty much what it is in Aussie,
Yeah.
right? It's just one
Yeah.
big ass circle, 100,000 people. And then you can put another fucking 20,000 on each side. That would be, bro. Goodell, hit us up, man. We got some ideas for you. That would be badass to start taking over. Maybe Australia's the next one. But
Maybe.
they have soccer and they have
their own football, obviously.
yeah, and they have soccer over there too, obviously. So they already have their professional shit. They don't give a fuck about American football.
Yeah, they have their own football, and of course they have rugby like the rest of Europe. But so it's gonna be fun to play in Germany, I guess. But it's gonna be weird to. Your guys are used to losing a home game to overseas, but we're not used to that yet. So we'll see how that turnout is. I don't know if we're gonna get the German fans or what. I don't know how.
Hey, why don't you ask the Dolphins how the overseas trip fared them this year? You piece of shit. Came back and won. But I do want to shout you out. That was a little mean of me there. But I do want to shout you out that Kabachi Khan or whatever the fuck that
Kabaddi, Pro Kabaddi League.
Pro Kabaddi. Shout out to you for letting me know about it. But a little bit of thanks for nothing for letting me know about it on the finals.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was the finals
of the fucking season. So
but hey, we got to see the finals, which is pretty
dude,
cool.
and that was actually really cool. So I'm hoping a lot of matches are either like more points heavy.
They are usually that was like the lowest points that I've seen a winning team have in a long time, but it's probably because they're both really good.
Yeah, they were really good. They were trying to bait them. You could tell they were going for more baits and bonuses than anything else. And
that was the first time I've seen probably 7 or 8 matches. That's the first time I started learning about the bonus even. So as you know, because I was texting. So these guys, most games you see a lot more tackles. You see all kinds of shit. But
yeah, telling you, I was like, ooh, look at them just going for the bonus. You're like, I haven't even picked that up yet. I was like, I think it's whenever they go over the black line, but they have to have the other foot up. Yeah,
so they have to be like 100% grounded, I guess, behind the back line. So the body doesn't have to be across, but it has to be in the air.
That one foot up and over.
But congratulations to Debong Delhi, whatever they are. But,
hey, I was going for them the whole time. They were wearing blue, and
they were the underdogs.
Yeah, and the TV team wanted them. You could see all their
logos and shit.
Yeah, their logos going crazy. The pirate coming on the screen. And even when the winning team got the 2 super raids, it was just like, super raid, woo. Like if it would have been the Pirates, you would have seen that guy coming super raid. But when it was the blue team, they're like, super raid, good job, guys. The announcers were going crazy, but the TV was just like super raid.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It's crazy how they do like the overlays and stuff. It looks almost like it's like an Asian sport, which I guess India is in Asia, isn't it? But it looks like the like esports type shit. It's got like CGI and everything all in it.
Yeah, and it was really cool because like you could tell the favorite, they're all young, and that one dude's young as shit.
Yeah,
and he was getting out a lot. And those old heads on the blue team, the best defender of all time, has no hair in this part of his head. He looks old as shit, like he's 38, 39, drinking some Modelo before the game or whatever they fucking drink over there.
I don't know what they drink.
I was trying to think. I don't know this Brazilian shit I had at Texas State Brazil, but it's one of the best light beers I've ever had in my life.
Nice.
Yeah. But anyways, I digress.
Yeah, so shout out to Pro Kabaddi League and ESPN Plus for showing that shit. Hopefully we'll be ready for next season.
Hopefully they show some reruns or something because like they have the other sports tabs. Hopefully
right.
That ends up on it and we can watch some reruns or it shows up on ESPN the Ocho when that happens. That's this month, right?
I think so. I think that's this month. But yeah, so those are the fun things that are happening in this world. But we're gonna move on to the sports that are actually happening. And I spoke way too soon. I was very sad last week, very upset that MLS was starting because it was going to be that shit show of a season that we just see ourselves grinded into the hole. But LAFC is not on the dead wall just yet because we have this man named Carlos Vela. And for some reason, I forgot that because last year he didn't do all that much. But this year, it seems like he's either loving soccer again or just ready to come out and make some more money and do some more shit. But
it looks like, I mean, I only caught glimpses of the first. There's only been one match, or have y'all played again?
Yeah, only one.
All right, okay, because I only caught glimpses of the first match. Don't kill me. But he looks like he's had a 1.5-year break. And he pretty much did last year when he came in. He was either playing off an injury or going right back to break. Junior snapping. Right. But so you can tell he's definitely refreshed and ready to go. And I feel like he more so last year, there was a lot of mistakes happening on the field and what they have set up with the coach they have and all that shit that they have going on in the back end from him. He can just unleash and do what he wants to do and go back to 3 years ago and just knowing that, hey, we're good. Whatever I want to do, I'm going to do. And I'm going to score 2-3 goals a game. And we're going to finish the season. I'm going to have 25, 26 goals. And we're going to have a great time. And that's what it looks like is going to happen. It was Colorado, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good team, but it's not a great team. So we'll see once we face the Seattles.
We face Portland this weekend, so we'll see.
Yeah, and Portland just won the chip, so no.
That was 2 years ago. But I think it's nice because
they were in the chip this year though, right? And they lost.
Yeah, and then New York City won. But like it's cool because now Vela's not trying to set up Rossi. Like I love Rossi. He's my favorite player. He's the guy favorite all the time, but he deserved the ball. He was there to get the ball. Vela doesn't have those guys anymore. It's his ball. He gets to take all the free kicks because Atuesta's not there. So it's his game to be had. He's back in the driver's seat. He's back doing whatever he needs to do. And Sanchez, our guy that's replacing Atuesta, he's a defensive-minded guy. Crepel, or however the hell you say that French guy's name, or Italian, I think, whatever he is. He's back in goal, and he's amazing. And it's crazy because no kidding, guys. Like if you watch LAFC football, I would say probably close to half of the goals we scored, we allowed a goal within like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Like not even joking. And so to see us actually shut out a team and be locked in right after scoring every time, that's a huge thing. I don't know if you watched any of the highlights, but our keeper came running out, got a yellow card to stop a fight. And so like
I was about to ask you about how do you feel about the yellow cards going on? We
got 4.
They were all in the second half too, and all just in my eyes, it's just throwing the boot on the neck type shit. And I loved it when I was going back and rewatching it. It was fucking awesome. That juiced me up. The goalie coming out really juiced me up. So Fuentes, that's the type of shit that I like to see, and I'm okay with if I'm the coach. And I don't think we would have seen that in a Bob Bradley ran.
Right.
So
yeah, no, I enjoy it.
Excited for the future.
Level head.
I'm excited for the future, and this schedule coming up is going to be pretty fun and pretty easy in my eyes. You have fucking Miami and Orlando, and what's that?
Miami and Orlando both got wins, I think, this weekend too. So
yeah, I mean Orlando's not bad. They had a run last year, I believe it was last.
They signed another Brazilian guy. But, they just like get the Brazilian cast-offs. That's all.
At the end of the day, Orlando almost wasn't in the MLS, and Miami's just now in the MLS.
Be in the MLS.
So it's going to be fun. This first start, and I like how they put Portland in there, so it kind of keeps them grounded, and they can't just kind of. Who was that team that was doing it at the start? The Cardinals, just beating all the bad teams,
right?
Kind of getting ahead of themselves. So there's a couple reminders in there, sprinkled in to kind of let us know where we're at, and also to, let us get our bearings going. Let's play some Vancouver's or whoever the van was. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Vancouver.
Is that Vancouver?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Vancouver. That's crazy. How's that working? We able to go to Canada?
Canada's who knows, man. I think the borders are at least open at this point, but I don't know if we could go play there yet. I honestly don't know how all that stuff works. Are the Raptors? The Raptors are playing at home now, so I think it's fine.
Okay.
That guy Trudeau is dealing with the truckers. He can't take care of business with the.
That shit's crazy. We went to 2 different gas stations and there was no Coke products. None. Like no Nestle, Like Coke owns a lot of shit. Bro.
Aquafina. Wait, that's Pepsi. Dasani.
There was
That's
there was
tough.
no water. There was no water.
Jeez.
I was able to find one Propel and one Gatorade,
Jeez.
like the last ones.
Right.
It was absolutely insane. But this was in like bumfuck
Florida. So I don't know if that's the Canadian truckers or not, but all truckers I know are pretty upset and with all
Yeah,
that
but
stuff.
I'm really excited for this year for LAFC and what all is going to entail. And I feel like we're going to see here in the next 2 weeks what we have to look forward to. If it's going to be a couple years ago, minus the 2 or 3 people that were able to score with Vela.
Right.
See where we go from here.
Well, Saturday night, ESPN. We'll be playing Portland, so everybody can watch. It'll be a true litmus test. We'll see what's up, and pretty excited about it. But Carlos Vela, the Golden Boot guy, he's the front runner, and I think Nashville might have Austin FC. Shout out to them. They won 5-0. So they are officially in first place after winning like 3 games last year. They are officially in first place right now. I went to go see their game last year. It was really fun. I like that city. I like that team. I like those fans. So I like that they got a big win right off the bat, but it was against Cincinnati. So it's not really that big of a deal, but it got them in first place. So shout out to them.
And you guys didn't think we were going to talk about football anymore.
I know, right? I thought we weren't going to talk about football anymore. I thought LAFC was just going to be a gutter team. But let's
How about the Red Wings? Bro,
should we talk about the Red Wings?
They wake my fucking kid up tonight, bro.
If the Red Wings wake your kid up?
No, with these fucks upstairs.
Didn't they just move in and you like help them or some shit?
No, that was the other people.
Oh.
Oh, I've already almost started wars with these motherfuckers.
Oh man.
Understand that. It's only when the babies. I don't give a fuck what you do.
Right.
But like they move their. It's like they move their rooms around.
I mean, after like 10 o'clock, you should be like curfew.
Yeah, no, it is, and that's in Florida. There's a silent ordinance, they're everything, and they still blast their music. But no, I don't mind. 10:04, I called. Hey, this is the non-emergency number. Hi, my name is Old White Man, and I'm calling you because of the loud music.
Right.
No, I don't really do shit like that. But when they're slamming shit at 11:30, 12 o'clock, I definitely start banging on the roof, and I'm like, yo, calm that shit down. One day, the dude up there who likes to argue with his girlfriend, calling her the B word all the time, he came outside. And I was like, just tell that bitch to shut up, bro. He's like, who you calling a bitch? I was like, I learned it from you, my guy. And he got real mad when I said that. And she's like, did you really call him a bitch? I was like, yeah, only because he does. And I wanted him to say something so I could say I learned it from you. It worked perfectly. Speaking of work, so I played basketball last night against people for the first time in 2.5 years. Couldn't make an open shot in the world, but when somebody's in my face, it's still Splash Mountain. Still got a little post fade, but my dimes are impeccable. But we were playing this new kid at work, and apparently this kid has like 600,000 followers on TikTok, 100,000 followers on Instagram, right? Like this little 19-year-old kid who's just getting all these followers doing dumb shit on TikTok. Me and my buddy were roasting.
Is it basketball shit or just dumb?
No, just
stupid
dumb,
TikTok shit.
Just weird, dumb, like, come on, little white boy. Like, gotcha. you got this. And before he got to the court, my boy Pat was like, yo, he's like, if we do him dirty, because we already said first game it's me and Pat against, because these 2 little kids were just chirping at work. We were like, first game it's us 2. And he's like, yo, if we do anything dirty on this kid, you have to tell him, put that shit on your TikTok, boy. And he fucking sent his shit like 30 feet. And I was like, put that on your TikTok, boy. And Pat started dying. He's like, bro, that was perfect. It was so awesome.
Nice.
But yeah, my dimes are still there. He a couple of times he's like, fuck, my bad. I wasn't expecting it. I was like, bro, always expect.
You got it. Always expect.
Always expect.
Always the rule.
I was like, you cut, I feed. That's how it works.
Especially because we're old and fat and we can't play no more.
Yo, he kept telling me, he's like, you remind me of Kevin Love. I was like, hell yeah, bitch. That's a compliment.
Right. All right. So you mentioned Detroit real quick. They've kind of fallen off the wagon a little bit. They're still only 3 points out of the playoffs, I think. But no, because only 2 teams make it. So they're like 11 points out of the playoffs, but they're 500 over their last couple of games, 10 games or so. So it's probably not going to happen, but we look a lot better than expected. And we would actually, as fans, aside from just wanting to make playoffs, you'd rather not have it happen just yet. We're supposed to be a couple years off, but it's cool to see the fight. We should have the rookie of the year locked up, which is exciting. As long as we hold on to these guys, we're going to have the rookie of the year. We obviously have Dylan Larkin, who's our best player. So if we can keep this core together and keep drafting high and doing the right thing, then we will be back in the playoffs. I would say not next year, but the year after that. Keep a watch for us, and we'll start to make some noise. Excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, and it seems like, because we were expecting probably 4 or 5 years out.
Yeah.
So it seems like we're got a little jump start, and if we don't, I hope we don't make the playoffs. We are starting on that little yodely,
Yep.
the opposite of what was that? The Price is Right, and so I'm happy for it, and we'll get a good little draft pick and keep being able to capitalize on what we're able to do. But I'm excited for it. Real quick, while we are talking about hockey, it seems like this Russia-Ukraine thing is going everywhere and leaking to everything. We saw the tennis guy after he won, "No more war, please."
The tennis girl who beat the Russian girl and said she's on a
Yeah,
mission.
the Chelsea player breaking down, or Man City player breaking down after he scored, I think, the penalty to win, and just breaking down. And afterwards, he was talking about just all the shit in his mind and in his head about all this war that shouldn't be going on. And it's just crazy to see. And now in the NHL, all these Russian-born players are coming out and they're getting like not bullied and shit, but all
Basically
this talk,
bullied and shit.
all the
Yeah.
talk that's going on, and everybody like pissed off with Russia. And I get it. Like, if I'm a bartender, every time people try to order Stolies, I'm like, hey, what about some Tito's or Kettle or some Goose or anything that's not fucking Russian? And say it just like that. They're like, oh shit, you're right. Yeah, fuck that. I'm like, yeah, we're not. I mean, we have it, but I'm not serving it. I told all the servers right when they all get there, don't sell Stolies. That's the only Russian vodka we have. Like, do not sell Stolies. If you ring it in, I'm not pouring it.
Right.
It's not happening.
Yeah, but so a high up media person made this claim that all Russian-born players should have to sit the bench until this thing's over.
See, shit like that.
That's a little bit extreme. That's bullying, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, this war is bad and we want to penalize Russia in whatever way we can. And we saw FIFA kick them out of the World Cup. They kicked them out of Euros, things like that. And yes, that affects players. But when you're in a sport like the NHL that's in America, you've come over here, you're in an own individual person. They're not representing Russia in the same way that like the Russian national team is in soccer.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. And we've seen even Alex Ovechkin, obviously the most famous Russian player who is a friend of Vladimir Putin's, has come out and said he doesn't want this war. He called Putin, apparently, that's what he said in his interview, and told him, hey, we don't want this war, dude, like, get out. And so for them to be getting bullied and shit, like, when you don't know what they're actually thinking, is ridiculous. Just because he knows Vladimir Putin doesn't make him a bad guy. Like, it's so crazy.
Yeah, it sucks. And like, you see all of these Russian guys reaching out and just pouring out, letting it be known that they do not agree with this. It sucks, man. And especially the day and age we're in and everything we've went through in the last 5 years as a country, sticking up for everybody's him, hers, they, she's, it's the what XYZ, whatever the fuck you want to be, the bench, it doesn't matter. Sticking up for our brothers, no matter what your fucking color is, whatever. And it seems like we got lost in the black and the white and not realizing that this country is full of black, white, brown, green, blue. It doesn't, like, we're a fucking melting pot. We're here. We're all Americans. And yeah, they're Russian born players, but they're here in America. They live in America. They pay their taxes in America. Like, they're just as American as we are. They just weren't born here. And just like most of our parents and grandparents, for that matter.
Exactly.
So it is what it is. This is America. We got to defend each other and fight for each other and be there for each other. And that really sucks. But you don't see any teams acting on the shit these people are saying.
They are saying that the draft stock of Russian-born players.
Yeah,
is going
the draft
down,
stock
though.
is definitely fucked.
So.
And that type of stuff's going to happen. For sure. That's just the biasness of the human race. That's not a knock on anybody. That's just the human race. Like, you see most of the time people that live in Compton are really good at fucking basketball and football probably aren't going to get drafted as high as the guy that grew up in fucking Beverly Hills, which is not far down the road. Like, that's so true. It's just the biasness of the human race, and that's the way it is. But we just all need to come together and be there for all them. I know a couple not Russian guys, Ukrainian people, and it's affecting everybody differently. And it's just crazy to see that in today's world that people are kind of knocking on them. And I said it wasn't kind of like bullying. Kind of think about it. Yeah, it makes you feel like shit as a human just because you were born somewhere. So yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, some of it definitely crosses the line. I understand having the biases, it's a real thing, but you got to keep that stuff in check, man. But on the lighter side of all this story, Putin is no longer a black belt in Taekwondo. They took his black belt away. Whatever or Taekwondo studio gave him a black belt took that shit away. So he is no longer a black belt in Taekwondo, which I found kind of funny.
Awesome. What do you think next time he plays hockey, if they just fucking rail his ass? Be like, you ain't winning
Like,
10
play
to
for
nothing,
real?
bitch. Like, we're really gonna fuck you up now.
That would be
Like,
crazy.
you wanted a war, we'll give you a war, bitch.
Except I think all he plays with is Russians, and they would all be killed or something if they did that. So they're not going to do that. But no, it's pretty crazy. And we're not a political podcast here, but this whole thing, I've been checking in daily, which I don't follow the news. I couldn't care less, but I've been checking in daily, and it's pretty nuts, some of the stuff that goes down. I go on Reddit so I can see like the real pictures, not the shit that's on the news. And it's disheartening, man. It's sad. Like, you'll be crying for real.
Did you
like,
see the video of it starts out with it looking like it's daytime and then the bomb actually like subsides
or whatever.
Yeah, and you see that it's fucking 1:08 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's brutal. It's real. I'd encourage you to go look at it, watch it, understand that your little bubble that you live in is not always real life. Because it's easy to just brush that shit off and act like you never seen it, but it's real life, it's real stuff, and it could happen in our lifetime in America as well. So don't act like it can't.
And I forget who said, I think McAfee said it, like in the time where you were used to seeing Vietnam pictures and shit like that, and like we're literally 4 years out of war,
Right?
Like barely 4 years. Like we just pulled everybody out 2-3 years ago.
Yep.
Like
and we've been at it for 20 something years. Like, it's not even like we're
when I enlisted in 2000, I think late 2007, early 2008, I was getting $1,000 a month bonus for the Future Soldiers program because they wanted people, they needed people.
Right.
We were in fucking war 15 years ago. Like it's not that far off, and it seems like we're at peace. And one of the kids we were playing basketball with, he was in the Army, he was infantry, and Pat asked him, he's like, hey, so you ready to go over there and start going back to war? He's like, nah, man, but hey, that shit's right next to Poland, and that's one of our NATOs. So yeah, they fucking Poland, I'm strapping up. And I was like, but we love Ukraine too. He's like, yeah, we do, but they ain't with the NATO. So
they won't join them. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't do anything. And I was like, damn, man. He's like, yeah, but
but Poland did take in a lot of refugees, which is amazing.
But he's already in talks with his whatever old commander or whatever it is. But he's like, yeah, I already let them know I'm ready to go, and they already let me know. Right when they hit Poland, I'm out.
Jeez, yeah, that's crazy, man. All right, so back into sports. Let's move into basketball. I still don't have any faith in it, but this whole James Harden experiment is working in the short term.
Did you see in the second game where Danny Green did not pass him the ball, and James Harden was like, what the fuck?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then I saw it again on a video. I saw it I think it was Ball is Life or Overtime shared it like while the game was happening. I was like, what the fuck? And then it's been circulating around.
Well, he's doing his thing. He's finally, unless he goes and pads his stats for the last 30 seconds, he's finally not going to get a triple-double. He has 26, 9, and 9 tonight. So he's been triple-doubling it up the whole way. But is this something that you actually believe in? I mean, this is literally James Harden in the playoffs, Doc Rivers in the playoffs, all these teams. Like, do you think they can actually get it done?
No, like you're saying, Doc Rivers in the playoffs, James Harden in the playoffs, Joe Embiid has to stay healthy for another 3 months. Like, there's a lot of shit that has to come to the line. Also, you have to have these players helping him get all these assists. It's not just him and Joel Embiid for the most part. Tobias is actually playing ball. Like, all these extra guys, I forgot the old big white dude's name, but they're actually all balling right now. And I don't see that lasting. Before he got there, who did they take out? Not Maxey, the other short guy, Milton. Melton's the only one that kind of got pushed back. So they're playing with the same team that wasn't able to do anything until Harden got there.
Right.
And I don't see him getting 10, 15 assists a game and all these guys being able to shoot their shots. And I don't see him dishing when it comes down to crunch time. We all know when it gets down to crunch time, he folds. And Embiid's not good at crunch time either when it comes to trying to secure shit. So
I think what's going to happen is Harden's going to get into crunch time. He's going to shoot 30 shots, and Embiid's going to get pissed at him. And then they're going to lose by 50 points in game 7. And
they are going to get into the playoffs, but they're
going for sure.
With the way the East is right now, I think they're
third right now, aren't they? Or
they're third or something, but the Celtics are on a hot streak. They're 5th right now. They're probably about to be 4th because the Cavs just fucking lost again. So it's going to be a lot different. They're going to need to get a high seed, but they're going to have to beat a great team to even get through the Eastern Conference Finals the way shit's going in the East right now. There's a lot of really good fucking teams. And yeah, like you said, Harden will dismantle everything that they've built there in Philly the last couple of years. Absolutely.
All right. And then, so before we get to the Suns, because the Suns is a shit show waiting to happen.
Shit, we're a fucking shit show already. Everybody,
you guys already imploded. The Nets are hoping to bring back KD tomorrow, but we don't see any timeline on Ben Simmons. What do you think is going to happen to Ben Simmons? Is he actually going to play? Is he?
I think so. I think so. He was out there like warming up and shit, like shooting shots before the game the other day.
The Nets are set to play the 76ers on the 10th. Do you think they're holding him out till after that because they don't want to fuck around with his getting booed?
I don't even think it's that. I don't think whenever he showed up in Brooklyn that he was in basketball shape. So they're just trying to get him there. Yeah, because he's just been
playing Xbox on his fucking couch.
Yeah, so they're just trying to get him there. He's out there shooting shots and shit before the game, so at least he's in the.
I saw him working with Joe Harris.
Really?
Getting taught how to shoot, or no, Kyle Korver getting taught how to shoot.
All right. But no, I just think it's just basketball shape, which takes about a week, 2 weeks to get back into basketball shape. So I think the 10th is a week away. So yeah, I mean that's doable, but I don't know. That's a little bit rushing it.
I hope they bring him back for that game. And I mean, I don't like either of those two teams, but I hope he takes it to Philly and shows them what's up and then sucks the rest of the way. That'd be fun.
That'd be dope.
But moving into the West now, we talked about how Chris Paul is probably out the rest of the week the year. And then it was going to be Devin Booker's to ride. Well, now he's in health and safety protocol. Luckily, that's a lot different than it used to be. He's going to miss tonight, and hopefully that's it. But this is the big thing that we need to do. We're on a 2-game losing streak already. It just hasn't been able to work out. Luckily, Golden State is also on a 2-game losing streak, and we're so far ahead that's really helpful. But if we take too much of a skid, I mean, I could see Golden State and Memphis potentially passing us, and it could be a little bit of a shit show. But do you think it really matters if we can get Chris Paul back healthy and everybody else is pretty much healthy? If we say we have like 500 ball the rest of the way, do you think that would be too big of a hit for us, or do you think we're just biding our time now?
No, I think it's you're just trying to get healthy by the time the playoffs start. I asked you last week who got hit, Alfred or Cam Payne, and Cam Payne's not even fucking playing right now. He's injured.
Well, Payne's starting on my stupid NBA game, and he is trash on that game.
Really?
He's so bad.
Yeah, that sucks. So yeah, so he's injured, so you can't even think about that right now. And you got CP3 out for about 6 weeks, and now with Book doing this COVID bullshit. Yeah, it could be tomorrow or.
Well, Holiday is now going to be the starter, so it's going to be Holiday and I don't know who.
Holiday, Crowder, Cam.
Is Bridges going to be the shooting guard, and they're just going to play big?
Yeah, I see it. Holiday, Bridges, Crowder, Cam, and fucking McGee.
Ayton. Ugh.
Oh, Ayton. Yeah, Ayton.
That's going to be bad. But Portland's also bad, so we should be okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a big hit. No CP3, no Devin Booker for at least a game. That's going to be rough to watch. But yeah, by the end of the season, just get healthy. You guys will be fine.
And then just because it's fun to talk about, LeBron James is continuing to suck. And everybody is now bringing up all his tweets that he sent out around the All-Star break when he's like, remember this attitude whenever we turn this shit around. Remember all this, blah, blah, blah. Well, now, I mean, I watched as much as I could stomach last night, and they just do not care. They could not care
Oh,
less.
it was
It's crazy.
insane. I was playing basketball, showed up to the bar uh, right at the beginning of the fourth quarter, I think, and they were up.
Hmm.
They were up, and then Mavs scored on 6 straight possessions, and the Lakers turned it over, I think, on 4 straight possessions of those 6,
Yeah.
and it was just insane. Russ going down, shooting a fucking 3 with
Which we knew he does
18
that.
18
But
seconds left on the game clock. It's it's crazy, man. They just do not give a fuck.
and
And you
LeBron
can,
doesn't even go play defense anymore. He just fucking stands at the other end. He
yeah, you
doesn't
can
care.
see when he turns it off. He's just waiting on it to tick 0 so he can go into the tunnel like a
Yep.
little bitch. And it's hilarious the way he talks about the fans, how he gets mad at the players, the Grizzlies, even though they were doing the same shit at the beginning of the game when they started
Yeah.
on a 14 to fucking 3 run. And at the end of the game, when they're down 15 and they're kikiing it up whenever Ja gets fouled and he wants, that's not basketball, play basketball. Me, suck one, LeBron.
Yeah.
And it's just it's hilarious. And I don't know, man, the way the Lakers are, is he going to go to another team already? He has to wait 2 years until Bronny's in. So what is he going to do? Go hit the fucking golf course for 2 years until Bronny comes back?
Well, the real
'Cause
question is
he's on a pay me to play contract. Like
right.
he's not playing next year until he gets paid.
No, he's got one more year
Oh,
after this when he signed a 2-year deal or
I thought
whatever.
he signed a 2 year last year and this was the last
Um,
one.
no, I think he has one more year.
Hmm.
But like honestly, this is never gonna happen because he's LeBron James and he brings money to the table. But why wouldn't you trade him if you're the Lakers? You gave up so many picks that you guys are fucked for the next like 5 years.
Yeah.
Why don't you trade him for that huge package that everybody's getting where you get like 8 picks, 8 first rounders, and just set yourself up and tell him to go kick rocks somewhere else? Like, I don't know why you wouldn't do that, except for the fact that money is is gonna win the day. But
Well, not even that. I think he's so tied in with that organization and they listen to him so much.
yeah, and that
Like
doesn't
that,
work. They're gonna
but that
miss
would
the
be
playoffs.
that would be a fuck you to yourself pretty much. Like, and I don't see that bust family and
I
like
don't
that's
know.
an
Did you see Jeannie stand up? Maybe
really
that's only out here in LA because we get the kind of inside access.
nah, but
He went to them in practice and told them that they need to chill the fuck out and play basketball.
oh shit.
Basically, she was like, "You guys are giving the Lakers a bad image. We don't care about you guys arguing with the refs. We don't care about arguing with the fans and the other players. Just get out there and play basketball and like just be better." Basically, is what she said. And I was like, "Hell yeah, Jeannie, get some."
Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, I just don't see that bust family admitting that they fucked up. They
Yeah.
never have, never will. Even when
Well,
they
that's why Rob Lowe is still the GM or whatever he is.
Rob
Uh,
Lowe. That's awesome.
that's why he's still up there.
But
So
yeah, they overpay people. They'll never admit that they fucked up with that. They'll say it was a good decision, i.e. Lamar Odom. But yeah, it's just shit like that that they will never. It's just that organization. They will never say they fucked up. They will never admit they did wrong. And their post Kobe era, they try to get LeBron in there to try to fix the ship because it was going down fast. And they're not going to admit that they fucked up. They're going to say, "Hey, we got a chip. Let us figure this thing out. We already got one. We're trying to get some more."
right. Yeah,
Hey,
it's a
bitch, you
shit
luck.
show.
That's
Dude.
a bubble one. That bitch don't count. Shut up.
Exactly. That's that Disney tournament.
Yeah.
That thing's got Mickey Mouse ears on the top of it. Uh, but seriously, so with the Warriors losing 2 straight, the Phoenix Suns losing 2 straight, what do you see? Like we talked about the East having so much parity already, but we thought the West was kind of a two-man show at the end of the day. Well, now that that's coming together, do you think that how many teams, if you could just think real quick, how many teams do you think have a realistic chance to win the championship? I think it's the most ever.
There's 5, 6 teams that could win the chip. I think, yeah. In the West, obviously Suns, Warriors. You think the Nuggets are getting hot? They're thinking they're going to get Jamal Murray back. Utah's starting to pick the pace back up a little bit when they're not shacking a fool over there. And then in the East, there's a good There's like 7, 8 teams that could win it.
It's pretty nuts, man.
The Bucks can get through, and whoever can get through in the East has a legitimate shot.
So let's
And
look at the
there's
NBA title odds.
the Heat, the Bucks, The Bulls. Like, this is nuts, dude. The Cavs, hopefully. Fucking the Celtics are heating up.
So the
Crazy.
Suns are still the top. So let's see who's under 1,000 to 1 or whatever plus 1,000. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams that are less than 1,100 to 1. So like that's pretty crazy. It's the Suns, the Warriors, the Nets, the 76ers, the Bucks, and the Heat. So that doesn't even take
Nets
into
are still
account.
in there.
Yeah, that doesn't even take into account all these other teams. The Jazz are right there. The Celtics are right there. The Grizzlies are right there. The Bulls, though, dude, you can get plus 5,000 on the Bulls. That's nuts, dude. I don't think they're gonna win, but plus 5,000 on these guys. Like the Suns
Yeah,
are
that's
plus
insane.
450, right? Like when you look at the Suns versus the Bulls and their path to win a championship,
That's insane.
how are
Just
they?
so you guys
10
know, that's
times
$20
harder?
to win 1,000.
Yeah.
Pretty
How
fun.
are they 10 times harder to win the championship than the Suns would be? Not a chance. The Bulls could definitely get it done.
Yeah, I would definitely throw, if that fucking app was working, I would definitely throw down $20 on the Bulls to win 1,000 if they won.
Right? That's
Absolutely.
nuts, man. I don't think they're gonna win. It's starting to pick up and look more and more like the Heat. Did they play the Bucks yet? Was that on TV tonight or is that tomorrow?
I think that's tomorrow.
They play the Bucks, so that'll be an exciting game to watch. But Bam got that All-Star snub, which obviously I don't think he deserved it because he was injured.
Oh, it's Saturday.
Oh, okay. But he is now playing like that all NBA level. Like he wants to get in there and get
We
some
play the
stuff done.
Sixers
tomorrow. All right.
In Philly.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the Heat coming out of the East. I think they're back to their old ways.
Do you think Philly starts charging more per game since now that they have James Harden and Joel Embiid and they're fucking shooting 40 free throws a game and the game's lasting 3.5 hours?
Do you think that they still close the restaurants and bars at the same time, or do they say, well, we know the game's going to be an hour longer, we gotta
the end of the third.
Yeah,
no booze after.
So now they
third.
extend it a little bit, maybe.
With 6 minutes left, it's closed. Well, nah, you got to do it with 2 minutes left because even with 2 minutes left, it's still probably gonna. If it's a close, it's probably on call. They changed it to on call.
Right, we'll let you guys know
Yeah.
when it's over.
There's 2 minutes left and the game is still tied. The booze is still on. Booze is
That's
still
the
on.
worst, bro. Like I was at a baseball game, and so they stopped serving beer after like the 7th inning or whatever, and the game went to like the 14th inning. So everybody was just like sobered up, like sitting like this, like what the fuck? Like, this sucks.
No, that's not the worst. Is when you're at a fucking football game and you're about 5 minutes from a concession stand and you realize when there's 2 minutes left in the fucking third quarter, fuck, I only have a quarter of a beer left. And you get there and you're in line and they say, we're done.
Right in front of your face, like yell at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's happened at the LAFC stadiums before.
And I always get so pissed. I was like, why don't they ever have, there's so many yellow shirts. Why don't they have a yellow shirt come up right at 4 o'clock and stand at the end of the lines and say,
then go through
nobody
the line
after me?
Yeah, like that's the person, and he goes through the line with them. And when he gets
right
there, it's done.
He's like, all right, let's close this bitch up.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I've always said that too, but whatever. All right, so let's move down to the college ranks. The college ranks are getting there. Conference tournaments are next week. We'll talk about that again next week because I think the better ones are on the weekend.
Real quick, did you see the picture of Shaquille next to Sharif?
Yeah, he's shrunk in his old age, I think.
You think?
I think that's what it is. I don't think Sharif's any taller.
No, did you see the caption? He's like, either I'm not 6'10" or he's not 7 foot.
Yeah.
The Shaq cat's out, the secret's out. I'm 5'11".
I'm 5'11" or whatever. Yeah, no, Sharif though, UCLA's looking pretty good. Is he still there?
No,
he's at LSU now, right?
It's LSU.
Yeah.
I knew that was going to happen. He wasn't getting any time.
Because UCLA's actually good.
Yeah. So he's like, hey, LSU. Hey.
Does he talk like his dad?
Hey, no, this is Shaq talking.
Oh.
Hey, I'll give y'all some money for the basketball team, and we'll get that old man Gold Tigers out of here. I'll pay him. I'll pay his check. He averages like 15 minutes a game.
Nice.
That was a big check.
Hey, they're allowed to pay checks now. It's all good.
Was that actually a good impression, or am I
That
just
wasn't
the
too
fucking
bad.
worst?
That wasn't too bad.
All right.
He mumbles a lot more, but I'm glad that you made it to where we could actually understand what you're saying.
Don't I talk a lot better than when I first started the podcast, and I was, still doing my out of my mouth and
Yeah. Yeah. So in college basketball, back again, there's a lot of good things happening. I just started looking. Obviously, I would watch the UCF games. They're not going to make the tournament. And Florida, they might not make the tournament. But now I'm starting to watch those games with like the Jabari Smith and the Chet Holmgrens, the Paolo Bancheros, those guys. And I want to see what's going on. I just watched, what was it, Auburn, and they have I think they have their own Jabari. I don't remember who it is, but they have a guy that they are Jabari Smith, right? That's Auburn. And so he's supposed to be the number one player in the country. And I watched our game against Tennessee and I was like, he's all right. I didn't see any like amazing like first pick, although nobody is. I watched Chet Holmgren play St. Mary's and he got pushed around like he's 195 pounds, which he is.
Yeah.
So he got
But you have
around.
to imagine whenever he's actually Gonzaga, they're not that team that they don't build people up. If they built people up, if they built they built people up, Timmy would be a fucking monster by now.
Yeah, he would.
And he looks the same as he did when he got there, where they were like, yo, this guy's gonna be a beast. No, he's still just as good as he was. He's a lot smarter now, and he's got an old soul there in college.
Right.
But no, Timmy's not. They don't really build you up that much in Gonzaga. They just feed you all the fucking basketball knowledge you can have. Like I think they suck out your strength and put it all in your fucking basketball IQ. And they're smartest people in the world, i.e. Jalen Suggs, right?
Yeah.
Not able to do real shit in Orlando.
Corey Kispert's not doing anything. Not that he was expected to do all that much, but he's not doing anything.
Suggs is like, God damn it, I should have went and played football.
Just go to Villanova. Then you get the smarts and you're better in the NBA.
Yeah,
the
but
Villanova kids get it going.
Chet's, whenever he's definitely going to need to go to a team that has a great discipline and strength coach, because he's going to be Giannis on a whole nother fucking level if he's able to add.
If he can fill out like Giannis did, because Giannis was skinny, little beanpole, just
and
like
he literally added like 40 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
He went from like 180, 190 to 235, I think he's at, and just fucking shredded.
Yeah. Yeah. If Chet, I mean, I watched some of the games with Chet just because Gonzaga's out here on while I'm still awake and everybody else is asleep because we're in the West Coast. And his ball skills are ridiculous. His defensive skills are ridiculous. The only thing that beats him right now is getting pushed around. Like if he was trying to be down low with like Joel Embiid, he'd get shoved around like it's nothing.
But he's also fucking 18 years old.
Right. And KD was that same, and he's still that same lankiness. So it can obviously work, but he would not be playing center.
KD goes to the whole faced up and just
right. That's what Chet would do. Like Chet's not going to play center. He's going to play like a wing position, and it's just going to be nuts because he's 7'1" and can play a wing position. So it's kind of exciting. But I've gotten to watch a few of those games, and it's exciting because just last week the top 7 teams all lost, or no, 6 of the top 10, 7 of the top 10, the top 6 lost. Duke was the one that won.
On the same day, the top 6 lost.
Right. That's what I was trying to get out. I got it out wrong.
I got you, boo.
So nobody actually changed hands too much, but it looks like it's going to be a really exciting tournament. What?
The lottery teams.
Orlando.
That could change. Bro, the Wizards, the Pacers, Chet and Thibault, right? That's his name, right? That Kings kick out.
Oh, no. Tyrese
Halliburton. Yeah. Fucking, that would be insane. The Knicks, Chet and Julius Randle, even though it seems like Julius Randle's out.
Randle might be done.
The Blazers, bro. That would be sick. The Kings, like there's a lot Rocket, of good teams. Christian Wood and him.
Oh, that would be nice.
Shit. If John Wall decides to John Wall will come back for that. He'd
and it's
have
green.
to, right?
So I was looking at,
Like that
five.
dude there is going to change the NBA
He will.
in one draft. Like
538.com, the odds making people or whatever they do.
Yeah.
Well, I looked at their Raptor player rankings. I don't know what that means, but that's what they do it. And guess who is last place out of all 232 players in the NBA in PER, or no, wins above replacement?
Oh, who?
Jalen Green.
Are you
The man
serious?
who I said was going to be rookie of the year is
Damn.
bottom of the fucking barrel in
He
their
does seem
Raptor
lost
player
on that
rankings.
team.
What?
He does seem lost on that team though.
Yeah.
Hey man, who's the other rookie? The 4 spot.
I don't know. I don't watch the Rockets. I
don't remember his name either. But yeah, I know him from the fantasy shit that I was doing there for a while.
True.
But he looks lost as fuck too. That team's
I think
young
the
as
Rockets
shit.
are just lost, man.
Well, they're young as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
They're young as shit, but they'll get it together. I hope Chet doesn't go there. That would just be, it would be fun to watch. But I even think they'll be like, how many young, amazing talents do we need until we can get an old head to change this place around?
Yeah, it's
nobody
gonna be nuts.
wants to go to Houston. Everybody that gets there wants to leave.
Right. But UCF has to win their conference tournament. Not going to happen, just FYI. But to leave the benefit of the doubt open, they have to win their conference tournament. Florida, though, Florida has a big home game to end their regular season, as they always do.
This is it.
Against Kentucky. We always end against Kentucky. We had a huge win against Vanderbilt. This was the announcers weren't calling it a must win, but I think it was a must win if you want to avoid having to do some crazy tournament.
It absolutely was a must win, dude.
And this one on Saturday. So this one on Saturday now, because we beat Vanderbilt, it's not a must win. But if we win, we're a lock. We're off that bubble. Yeah, we're off the bubble. But if we get blown out by 20 again, then that bubble's looking real bubbly, real hot.
You know what we need to do? I don't know if they get dropped off on a bus to the O'Connell Center or whatever the fuck they call it nowadays.
Yeah, I don't think it's still the O'Connell Center.
Let's just call it the O-Dome. Everybody still calls it the O-Dome probably. Yeah. So I don't know, but what they need to do is they need to walk by that Tebow statue with that historic speech. And they need Tebow to come from behind them and let them know what the fuck it means to be a Florida Gator in this crunch time. And just fire them motherfuckers up to go out there and beat the fuck out of Kentucky like they did Auburn a couple days ago.
You think Colin can give that kind of speech? Does he seem like that kind of guy?
No.
I didn't think so either.
All right, boys, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna control the Wildcats for how many? 40 minutes.
Yeah, he's a baller though, and his shoulders are freaking massive.
Yeah, he probably does talk like this.
Yeah, he probably does have a voice.
All right, listen here. I'm a fucking castle. You are my kingsman. We're gonna go out there and fucking get knighted, and we're gonna fuck these boys up. What were you trying to do?
Trying to eat a W.
Oh. Hey, how about him fucking videos back out?
Yeah.
You see him throwing dimes? Bombs.
That's gonna happen. But yeah, so
that's what they need to do. They need to go by that statue and get fired up one time real quick, and then go in the O-Dome and do work. But they've been playing lights out these last couple games. Appleby stepped the fuck up. He's finally playing like he's a veteran and really being vocal. And we saw when he first got there, he had to make a statement. He was always clapping his hands to his teammates and all that shit. And last year, he was just playing his role, doing his thing, trying to do what he could with a nice team. And hey, this year he's back at it. He's grinding and he's being a fucking leader.
What they need to do is they need to deep fake a note to John Calipari's desk that's from Joe Lunardi that says, there's no way you're going to be a number 1 seed, even if you win out. You're locked to be a number 2 seed. You might as well rest your players. I don't know why Joe Lunardi would be, I guess just because he's the bracketology guy, but he would tell them, hey, sorry guys, no, there's no number 1 seed for you, no matter what happens. So just take it easy. And then John Calipari will be like, you know what? Let's take it easy. Ty, you're already hurt anyway. Let's sit you on the bench.
Ty.
That's a funny name. I don't know why he doesn't just go by Ty, but
that would be dope. And I kind of hope North Carolina gets in. They're on the bubble right now.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting in, but maybe they could beat Duke. You never know.
It's been crazy, bro. What all these teams and facilities and universities have been doing on the old K tour. It's been awesome to see.
His last home game is coming up
against North Carolina Saturday.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
It's so nuts, bro.
I've been there on the court. It was fun with no people. We just got in, but it was exciting either way. You could feel the atmosphere, even though it was completely closed.
Kind of like what we did at UCF, but you were in Duke.
Yeah.
That's sick.
And like, you could literally feel it because it was just me and Eddie. And like, you could just feel the atmosphere. I stood on where it said Coach K's court. I stood there. I was like, oh, this is crazy.
Look over at the Dukies.
I was like, this is their bench. Because they have their chairs still out, even though the bleachers were all pushed in. The bench chairs were still just chilling. So I sat down and we were like, we're on the bench. We're on the Duke bench right now. It was really cool.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah. All right. So anyways, it's going to be exciting. We'll talk about the conference tournaments next week and the bubble teams and who has to win, what sort of upsets from the ones that are going right now, the stupid little one bid conferences that if as soon as somebody like beats Davidson, then crap, somebody's off the bubble kind of thing. So we'll keep track of that this weekend. And then next week, we'll talk about what goes on and what needs to happen.
I just really hope we don't win the NIT because that means we're the first out in the actual tournament.
So a real question before we get out of here, and it's not a question that neither me nor you could really answer because we don't follow UCF as closely, but how hot is Johnny Dawkins' seat if we don't have some miracle run through the tournament and make it? We're expected to not make it through the tournament. We'll lose in one of the first couple rounds. And how hot is Johnny's seat?
I don't think it's gonna be that hot too much, right? Like they knew what they were getting when they hired him, and it's not his fault about the play. You can kind of fire him and try to get a recruiting coach in there and try to boost what you're able to get. But I mean, a couple of years ago when he actually had talent, we saw what they were able to do in almost beating Duke. So He's a hell of a coach. It's just they're not getting the guys that they had 2 years ago.
And just ride him into the Big 12, right? Like we're joining in all sports, right? So if he can get Big 12 recruiting to go with his coaching, I agree. I think we ride him into the Big 12 and see what he can do.
If they can't fire him on coaching, if they want to say something about his recruiting or whatever not being up to standards, I can definitely agree with that.
Right.
They need to start upping the ante at UCF basketball. But his coaching is phenomenal. He gets the best out of the guys he has on the court. So once he does start getting that Big 12, Big 10, Big 12 talent, it'll start to flourish.
All right. I know there are a lot of UCF fans that disagree with you and me. So we'll keep a watch on that story as well. But what do we want to go out on today?
Garrett.
Oh, nice.
His first competition since the Olympics. It was the indoor nationals, and he killed that shit. He had a personal best score. I think in the Olympics he had like 62 something. He had 64 something personal best. Fourth best score all time from an American. I think eighth best all time world. And this is right after surgery. He's killing it. He had his foot surgery. He said it had been discomfortable, just something weird in his foot. And he dealt with it all through the Olympics and stuff. And I guess after being in the Olympics, you kind of become a little important. So people start giving you these free treatments and shit. Right. They figured out like, yo, you'll be a lot better once this little bone is out of your foot. And he's killing it. He's focused. He's on a mission, man. And we've talked about him before. Always live up to your dreams and go out there and chase them. And on top of that, once you get there, once you have your dreams, keep fighting, keep grinding, never quit in life, never settle, keep going, keep grinding, because shit, he was fourth in the decathlon last year, one away from a medal, put up the fourth best all time as an American, eighth or ninth best all time in the world and in the decathlon event. That's fucking insane. And it just keep going up, keep going up, keep going up. Just think, if you ever reach your dreams and you settled, what you could accomplish after that, who fucking knows? Look at Garrett and see what he's doing and realize that even once you think you're at your peak, once you think you're at the top of the cloud, there's more clouds above that most of the time until you hit space and then the earth. And even in space and in the earth, you're going to find studs, you're going to find scrubs. and be like Garrett fucking Scanlon. Be a stud, not a scrub.